Ever wondered how death-defying stunts are performed without a scratch? We've all sat on the edge of our seats, breath held, as daring stunt performers push the limits of human capability, playing with danger as if it were but a toy. The allure of these stunts is undeniable. They are puzzles wrapped in enigma, shrouded in mystery. From the infamous bullet catch, where a bullet fired from a gun is seemingly caught in the performer's teeth, to the unsettling act of sword swallowing, where a long steel blade is ingested, the world of dangerous tricks is filled with intrigue. And who can forget the terrifying buried alive stunt? The mere thought of being buried under 6 feet of cold, unyielding earth is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. These stunts are not just tricks, they're masterpieces of human daring and ingenuity. So, buckle up and brace yourselves. Stay tuned as we unravel the mysteries behind these daring acts. Imagine catching a speeding bullet with your teeth. Sounds impossible, right? Well, in the world of magic and illusion, the impossible is made to look possible. One such classic trick that has remained a fascination for audiences worldwide is the bullet catch. This daring act of illusionary bravado has a history that stretches back centuries to the early days of magic performance. In essence, the trick involves a magician apparently catching a fired bullet in his or her mouth. Sounds dangerous, doesn't it? And it is, with several performers throughout the years having tragically lost their lives in the pursuit of this act's perfect execution. Famous magicians like Chung-Ling Soo, whose real name was William Ellsworth Robinson, have become synonymous with this trick. Soo was an American magician who adopted a Chinese persona, and tragically, his career ended when the bullet catch trick went wrong during a live performance. However, the question that keeps everyone on the edge of their seat is, how is it done? How can a human catch a speeding bullet fired from a gun? The truth is, like all magic tricks, it's a combination of misdirection, sleight of hand, and a specially designed prop gun. In the bullet catch, the magician uses misdirection to swap the real bullet with a dummy. The sleight of hand is used to show the bullet in the mouth after it's been caught. And the prop gun? It's designed to create a loud bang and a puff of smoke, but it doesn't actually fire anything. The risk isn't in the bullet, but in the execution of the trick. A slight misstep, a split-second delay, or a malfunctioning prop can turn a breathtaking spectacle into a tragic event. So the next time you see a magician catching a bullet, remember, it's not superhuman speed, but superhuman deception. It's a testament to the power of illusion and the lengths performers will go to create a moment of wonder. It's not about the danger, but the daring. The magic isn't in the bullet, but in the belief. Sword swallowing is not for the faint of heart, but is it as deadly as it seems? Delving deep into the annals of history, sword swallowing is a performance art with roots dating back over 4,000 years to ancient India. It was initially a way to demonstrate spiritual invulnerability and power, and over time, it found its way into the street performances, circuses and sideshows we associate it with today. But what makes this feat possible? How does one swallow a sword without causing serious harm? The secret lies in understanding the human body and mastering control over it. Firstly, one must understand the anatomy involved. The sword must follow the path of the esophagus, bypassing the windpipe and steering clear of the lungs and heart. It's a delicate and precise maneuver that requires a deep understanding of one's own body. Then comes the task of suppressing the gag reflex, the body's natural defense mechanism against foreign objects entering the throat. This is achieved through desensitization, a process of gradually getting used to the sensation of having an object in the throat. It's a gradual journey, starting with small objects and slowly working up to the size of a sword. The performer also needs to master the art of relaxation. Tension in the body can cause muscles to contract, which could potentially lead to injury. By remaining calm and relaxed, the performer can ensure that the sword slides down smoothly. But let's clear up a common misconception. The sword is not swallowed in the sense that food is swallowed. Instead, it's carefully guided down the esophagus, with the performer maintaining control at all times. It's worth noting that while these techniques reduce the risk, sword swallowing is still a dangerous act. It demands immense discipline, practice, and respect for the potential dangers involved. So, while the spectacle of sword swallowing might make you wince, remember that the performers are not just daredevils, but disciplined artists. They've honed their craft to an impressive degree, transforming a potentially deadly act into a captivating performance. While it requires immense practice and control, sword swallowing is less about danger and more about discipline. Being buried alive is a nightmare for many, but for some performers, it's just another day at the office. The buried alive stunt has a long and storied history. It's a trick that has been performed by magicians and daredevils around the world for centuries, each one attempting to push the envelope a little further, to escape from a grave a little deeper, a little darker. One of the earliest recorded performances was by a magician called Washington Irving Bishop in the late 19th century. He would allow himself to be buried alive, only to miraculously emerge unscathed, much to the astonishment of his audience. Harry Houdini, the renowned illusionist and stunt performer, also flirted with the idea of the buried alive stunt, although he never performed it publicly. But perhaps the most famous performer of the buried alive stunt was the American magician and escapologist David Blaine. In the year 2000, Blaine was buried alive in a plexiglass coffin for 7 days and nights without food and water. The event, televised live, captivated millions around the globe. Now you might be wondering how these performers managed to survive being buried alive. The secret lies in the coffin. The performers use a specially constructed coffin with a concealed air supply. This allows them to breathe even when they are buried under several feet of soil. The coffin is also built to withstand the weight of the earth piled on top of it, preventing it from collapsing and crushing the performer inside. But that's not all. The performers also undergo rigorous physical and mental training to prepare themselves for the stunt. They learn to slow down their breathing and heart rate and to stay calm and focused even in the claustrophobic confines of the coffin. So while it may seem like a brush with death, the buried alive stunt is carefully controlled to ensure the performer's safety. It's a testament to the performer's skill and courage, as well as to the power of illusion and the human fascination with the macabre. So, how do performers pull off these dangerous tricks without risking their lives? This is the question that has been at the back of your mind since we began our journey into the world of the most dangerous tricks. Now, it's time to peel back the curtain and reveal the secrets behind these seemingly life-threatening stunts. First and foremost, let's talk about misdirection. It's an art, a skill that magicians have been perfecting for centuries. The performer draws our attention in one direction while the real action happens elsewhere. It's a psychological sleight of hand, if you will, that makes us believe we're seeing something we're not. This technique is fundamental in tricks like the bullet catch, where the magician appears to catch a speeding bullet in his teeth. Then, there's the use of specially designed props. These are not your everyday items, but carefully crafted tools designed to create an illusion of danger. The swords used in sword swallowing, for example, are made to be as smooth as possible to minimize the risk of injury. They're also often flexible, allowing them to navigate the curves of the performer's throat without causing harm. Next, we must not underestimate the role of immense practice. These performers dedicate their lives to mastering these stunts. They practice day in, day out, until the trick becomes second nature. They know their limits and how to push them safely. No one just wakes up one day and decides to bury themselves alive. Finally, the element of careful control cannot be overlooked. These risky performances take place in a controlled environment, where every variable is accounted for. The performer knows exactly what's going to happen and when, which allows them to execute the trick safely. In the world of danger tricks, nothing is as it seems. The real magic lies not in the danger, but in the illusion of it. Remember, these are professionals who've trained for years to perfect their craft. So, sit back, enjoy the show, and let them take you on a thrilling ride through the art of illusion.